Hi, I'm Tim Fultz. Do you know most trees are edible? Even the bark's edible. It's not too bad either. You just gotta rip a piece off and chomp down on it. It gets a little stuck in your teeth, but it ain't bad. You take these here juniper berries. They're pretty good too. They're not bad. There's other things that are a little better. Take, for example, this bush over here. Most bushes are edible. You just have to kind of know what you're looking for. Don't want to get the wrong thing. But take this one here, for example. That's pretty good.
Tim.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah.
That's poison ivy.
It's what?
Poison ivy.
Oh. That's not bad, poison ivy. Couldn't get too much tongue melting. Kind of. You know, Mormons usually have a 2-year supply of food, but what's the use? Get my DVD on edible plants, trees, and homegrown pets, and you'll be able to survive anything. You know, there's so many things around, you want to really learn what's growing out here in the wilderness. Take, for example, this here rabbit ear cactus. It's pretty darn good. I usually like to get some of the younger, little more succulent pieces, but you want to be careful because, dang, son of a gun, that hurts. You got to be careful, the little buggers will get you. But at any rate, they're pretty good eating. You got to get the spines off and kind of peel them down a bit, and then you just kind of chew on them like a piece of celery. But oh, look at here. Look at here what I see. Now this is something you want to make sure that you notice when you're out in the wilderness. Now you take your moose poop and you take your deer poop. Now they'll usually find them in a pile like this, and they're really quite good because you see the deer, they eat a lot of sage. Now that gives it a lot of good flavor. You got to have a little herbs in your poop, you know, because it just really adds a lot of essence to it. You know what I'm saying? So don't let them roll away on you neither. But they're pretty good for. Oh, now wait a minute here. Yeah. Now here's another one that you want to make sure that you always want to notice. Now this here is your North American black bear scat. Now the reason I know what it is because, well, it's kind of big to begin with, and the reason it's pretty good for eating is because the bears, they like to eat a lot of berries and nuts. Now if you want to take a look here real close, you'll see there's lots of old nuts and stuff down inside here, and it's really quite good, especially if it's fresh, and it'll hold together pretty good. You got to be careful of the hairs, though. They kind of get stuck between your teeth. This one's a little dry. Anyway, so that's a couple of things you might want to consider adding to your diet when you're out in the wilderness. A little cactus, little moose or deer poop, and don't forget the bear scat. Let's go on. We'll find something else to eat. Come on with me. You know, when it comes time to the end of the day and you're getting hungry, you want to make yourself a good pot of wilderness stew. Now there's a lot of things you can put into it. Well, you want to always have a little bit of meat. Make sure you get some good stuff. Sometimes you gotta put plenty in. Don't have any meat, your belt's pretty good too, but you want to make sure you've got some good flavoring. So I always like to add a little deer scad, bear scad, a little bit of moose poop. I like to get a little bit of rabbit brush in there too. Brings a good sweetness out of that scat, you know what I'm saying? I also like to put a little bit of yarrow in there, get a little bit of herbs in there that's going to give you that medicinal, you know, kind of help you out when you're living outdoors. A little bit of Yellow dock, that's pretty good for you. Kind of cut down on the sniffles if you get them. I like a little sage in there too. It's always good, a good spice for your wilderness stew. And if you don't have enough meat in there, I mean, you can kind of look around wherever and find whatever you can. You can usually get pretty good nutrition out of a shoe sole too. Whatever you're using, cook her up good. You need a little extra spices. You can always catch an ant or two, because they give a little bit of pepper flavor. Gotcha. Pepper's always a good seasoning to put into your stews, and ants are one of my favorites. I like the red ones. Black ones aren't too bad, but the red ones are better flavor. That's about all I see, but you cook yourself up a good wilderness stew and you're going to be eating well. Happy camping. Come with me another time when we go out in the wilderness. We'll find some good things to eat. See you later.
Yes, order Tim's video and you'll know what to eat and how to eat it. You can save all that money you would have spent on food storage on his DVDs. Order today your DVD set of Edible Plants, Trees, and Household Pets for 5 monthly installments of $347.95. Order yours today and we'll throw in this 16-in-1 hatchet hammer. Made from the cheapest Chinese alloy. This tool looks like it can do it all to give you that false sense of security while not really being able to do much of anything at all. A true must-have for all preppers and Mormons that don't know the right end of a screwdriver. You may need one of these tools just to get the packaging open.
Order soon, limited supplies. If you order within the next 5 minutes, you get a case of 5 incredible Poly Emergency Super Sacks. These Super Sacks have many uses. You can set them on the ground. You can pick them back up again. You can put things in them. You can use them as a raincoat. You can use them as a backpack. Or use it as a parachute. Or an emergency shelter for 5.
Super Sack, when used as a parachute, does not hold up to mil-spec parachute requirements. If you jump out of a plane with said sack, performance is not guaranteed. Super Sack quality may vary. Do not use Super Sack around children or open flames. Do not use Super Sack for trash collecting. Use as a Super Sack may vary. When used as a shelter, it may not shelter a stated family of 5, unless you are very tiny people. Do not eat Super Sack. Do not use around food items. Adult supervision is advised. Some settling may have occurred during shipping, resulting in fewer sacks than advertised. We are not liable for anything. Some restrictions apply. In fact, all restrictions apply. Good luck in contacting us with customer complaints.